Welcome to the pre-commencement webinar. This session is designed for students that are new to Monash. My name is Hannah and I'm from the International Student Engagement team. Just keep in mind that in this situation, information changes quite quickly. So if you do notice anything that reads as a little bit odd or outdated, please contact our team. The other resource that I'd strongly recommend that you've all refer to is the Monash COVID-19 fact sheet. As I mentioned, our team is really here to support students throughout their journey at Monash University. Throughout this session, you'll notice really helpful links and resources. We've included a link tree and a QR code for you that nicely summarizes all of these tools for you.
Course advice. Now, course advice is a really big area. So big and very complicated and very important, because obviously what you study and the units you choose affect your career path. So we're very careful not to give course advice because it does vary within every faculty, every department, every school. So we have to be super careful. What I can tell you is you can consult the Monash handbook for some details about units and courses. Monash Connect is probably the best way to get in touch with your faculty. You might have a very specific question for your faculty about a class or about a unit or about a concern you have, and Monash Connect will definitely help you with that. The third thing I would recommend is giving MonPlan a chance. MonPlan is a really fantastic interactive course planner. Just keep in mind though that it doesn't enroll you in units. Okay, next thing. So as I mentioned, you might have a lot of individual questions and study concerns today, and we're very honest. We're very realistic about that. And we're also realistic about the fact that we've only got an hour with you. So what I can say is this is all about welcoming you into the Monash community. This is all about giving you an overview of all the services, resources, tools that are available to you. But I definitely appreciate, and the whole team does, that you're going to need individual tailored support. And so we're going to show you how to get that and provide that to you to the greatest extent possible. Okay, so you might be wondering what team I'm a part of. I'm part of a team called the International Student Engagement team here at Monash. And essentially we help international students with a whole range of things. We run specialist programs. We provide confidential support to international students that are experiencing any challenges. And we're really here to empower the international student community, which is you. So if you ever have any questions or want to connect or have ideas, thoughts, whatever the case may be, please don't hesitate to email us at iss@monash.edu. Okay, ask.monash. Now, thumbs up, I mean, you can't do thumbs up, but if you've heard of Ask.Monash, well done to you, because it's going to be so important for you. Ask.Monash is the tool where you can connect with your faculty, but you can also find answers to really common questions that you might have. Questions about enrollment, questions about timetables, classes, everything that you could think of. It's like an encyclopedia of answers. So definitely use Ask Monash. Have the students here use Ask Monash? Just give me a wave, our student panel. Yeah, I think we all have. So it's definitely useful. And give me a nod if you found it useful. Well, they can't say no, but it is useful, I can promise you. So, meet the student panel. So some of you got to meet them already, but I think it's worth reintroducing these amazing students to you. I'll start off with Robbie.
Hello everyone, I'm Robbie. I'm from Italy. I've also lived in the Netherlands before coming here, and I'm doing a PhD in design. I'm in my second year, so I still have 1.5 years more to go. And as you can see, my interests include arts in all forms, from theater to design, from architecture to video games. So I'm very excited to be here together with my co-panelists, and I leave the stage to Naz.
Thank you, Robbie. So my name is Shanaz, and I'm studying Bachelor of Biomedical Science at Monash. I have quite a few interests, and they keep changing over the span of time, depending on the situation and environment that I get. But yes, I love cooking. And also I search for bloggers who put up interesting posts about motivation, study skills, study techniques, study with me sessions. Yeah, thank you so much for that. And I hand over to Michael.
Yeah, thank you, Lars. Hi, everyone. My name is Michael. I'm from China originally, and I'm pursuing the master degree of banking and finance in my third semester. So I'm going to graduate at the end of this year. During the lockdown time, my hobby becomes like the dancing at home to release my pressures. So I'm full of energy now, and have been doing the volunteering in Monash University as well, and also played some board games and Jackbox with my friends as well. So I'm so excited to start this webinar with my members and with Hannah as well. Yeah, I'm going to pass on to Hannah.
Thank you so much, Michael. You know what, when I first read your hobbies, I thought it said extreme dancing.
It's crazy dancing just I did at home during the lockdown.
I think we all, like, at least some of us have tried some of the trending dances like renegade dance and other dances that are trending now. So yeah, I can definitely appreciate this sudden interest in music and dancing. I'm all for it. And I love a good documentary now. So I'm definitely on the same page as you. Getting started and semester one, let's get into it. Get started. It sounds very obvious. I hope that every single one of you has been on Get Started. If you haven't gone on Get Started, I can almost guarantee that it will answer 95% of the questions you have. Get Started will actually take you through all the enrollment steps you need to do, from creating your account, planning your course, going into units, and orientation as well. Just keep in mind that international students that are currently overseas won't need to get an impasse. So when you do come to Australia, when that time comes, the university will let you know how to organize a card. Just to let you know with Get Started, basically there's a step for every single thing, week by week. So it goes from enrollment, orientation, week 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on. There are actually videos on every single step showing you exactly what to do. The videos are on YouTube and on Youku. So wherever you are, you can access the video. And there's even FAQs at the bottom of every step. These FAQs answer some questions you might have, so that pretty much everything you can think of has been thought of. So do go to Get Started so you can really get started on everything you need to do and start having fun with your studies, because after all, you're part of this exciting community. So you want to clear all the administrative things out of the way and start having fun, right? I think we're on to the next slide. After this is Michael taking over, but I'll cover this last one. Yay!
Yeah,
so,
thank you, Hannah.
Yeah.
That was really a good presentation. What did you think? Sorry.
Oh, thank you so much. I thought I'd just quickly mention this topic because I haven't briefed you on it. So everyone, you might want to watch some videos to find out, well, what is life in Australia like? What is life at Monash like? So you can watch all these fantastic videos by scanning this QR code, and actually we're in the videos. So myself and my colleagues are in the videos, as well as so many friendly students to actually explain everything you need to know. What's even better is we have a whole suite of podcasts. So my colleague Kylie from my team has worked with students on putting together some really detailed and interesting and relevant podcasts for you. Do keep in mind that some of the information might have changed slightly due to COVID-19, but we know that you can use your common sense and discern what's relevant and what's less relevant. Even better, pretty much every single service, program, event has been adapted for this situation. So if there's a program, event, or service mentioned, you can almost guarantee that it's going to be online and available to everyone. So Michael, without any further ado, I'd like to hand over to you.
Yeah, that was really a good presentation. As Hannah and Australia recommend the new students come to the orientation. Now the next semester should be online, but you still can make a lot of friends, and you can discover something new in Monash during the orientation festival. And before the new students enter the university, you have the first thing you need to do is choose your unit and your course. now we're here, the Monash Plan. So the Monash Plan is the interactive course map to help you plan your course and select the right units. It's the enterprise course planning tool for Monash University. For new students, maybe you will feel confused at the beginning when you choose the unit and the course. You will have a lot of resources and comments and advice as well. But the most professional way to do this is to go to this website, and you can manage your multiple course plans in this website. And also, after you choose all your course and units, you can share your course map with a course advisor as well for review. But I have to notice you students that the Monash Plan does not enroll you in unit. So make sure you enter your unit selection in the WIP enrollment system to enroll in your course before you do this. Yeah, I think it's the next page. Hannah, please.
Yes.
If you are unsure about your plan, you can consult the university handbook. We just update our 2020 online handbook. So if you remain unsure, a course advisor can review your course plan, and you can also go to the online handbook. There are some detailed information about your unit, like for example, the basic requirements of this unit and how can you pass this unit effectively, and some learning outcomes as well. So when you read through all the information, you will have a lot of ideas, okay, of which unit I need to choose as a new student. It's really useful. I strongly recommend you to scan this code, and you will get a lot of professional advice from our experts and from the senior students as well. Yeah, and Hannah, sorry, I have to have something to say about our Q&A out of this topic, because I saw some students, maybe the question is that they cannot understand English, and I can speak Mandarin. If you really want to ask any questions, I can type the answer when I'm free. So feel free to ask any questions. We're here to help you no matter where are you from. Okay?
And I should also mention, we actually have a video that we can link that I think my colleague Param or Kylie can share in Mandarin. So we have a similar version of this same video in Mandarin with subtitles for you. So if it's a little bit fast or you just want to have time to digest the information a little bit more, I will mention that we have that special video available for you. So that will be shared with you too.
Yeah, we will avoid to use some complex words, but it's better if you can ask in English because everyone can understand.
It's a great practice for you too. And don't worry, we'll help you and be really, we'll do our best to answer your questions as well. We're really going to try to be as clear as possible.
This is the Moodle webpage, so it can get a bit tricky at times, but then if you get yourself familiarized with it, then it will be pretty helpful. So this is the Moodle unit. All students who enroll into Monash will be able to see something that's called Monash Essentials. And once you click on Monash Essentials, you have something that's called the Scrum packages. Now, these are just like summarized compiled lessons that you can go through. So we see that there is getting to know Monash, then you have succeeding with your academic study. Of course, you have the Monash community and then the Monash online hub, learning hub. We at Monash also prioritize your mental well-being and your wellness. So we have something that's called the mindfulness package. Also with succeeding your academic study, we as ISO hold more sessions. So please feel free to join those sessions. Those sessions will help you understand how to navigate your studies, how to have good success with your studies, how to perform better with your assignments. So just as a review, if you click on that, and if you click, you can click either preview or normal, and it should help you with that. And you will be able to see things like settling in, accessing support, your rights and responsibilities, how you can stay safe. So this is one module, and there are more modules that you can have a look through and play around. So these modules kind of help you settle down and adjust. Just again, going back to the original Moodle website. So this is the Moodle website. What will happen once you've enrolled yourself into a unit would be that following the units here, you will see more units that will be below here. So like, for example, ABC 2022, 456, and all of those units will follow down here. So have a look all through that units. And something most students miss will be the timeline. So the timeline is a summary of all the assignments, all the quizzes, all the assessments that you need to complete. So have a look through this as well. One way you can make your life easy is by clicking on the 3 lines here, and you can follow along with me, and then clicking on the calendar. And once you click on the calendar, you will be able to see your whole summarized units here. So these are all the summaries of, these are all the assignments that I need to get through. And if I click on export calendar here and click the custom range and then get the URL, once I get the URL here, I will post it in my calendar. And here we go. Once we post it in the calendar, you will be able to add the calendar to your personal calendar as well. So that kind of helps you stay on track. So that was about Monash Essentials and about Moodle. So just before I give that to Michael again, if you feel that I've just breezed past it and I've just lost track of it, you can click over here and have a look through it. It kind of gives you, for the people who are more of paper-based people, they can have a look over here and you can read through stuff and it will help you. And yeah, thank you so much. And I'll hand over to Hannah now.
Thank you so much, Naz.
Thank you.
So Naz, this is the Moodle navigation page.
Yes, so just as I mentioned before, I probably just breezed through it, but yeah, with the Moodle navigation page, I think it's important that you have an idea about, first of all, the timeline that I mentioned, then your units. So the way my units appear will be a bit different, and we will explain more about Moodle Guide further into the session. But over here, we have like our units, our calendar export, and also your gradebook. So gradebook is a really important part of your Moodle navigation guide. So yeah, I'd suggest that you join that session as well.
Thank you so much, Naz. That's perfect. Okay, let's move on. So yeah, it's there. It seems very intimidating at first. And it's definitely, think of us like a friend that will talk you through everything. So we'll definitely be so friendly and patient and talk you through all your questions. Okay, now I do want to just touch on this very briefly. You might be wondering, what are the changes at the university regarding COVID-19? You know, when will things change? When will my study options change? All those kind of questions might be in your mind, and that's perfectly reasonable at a time like this. What I would do is encourage you to look at the COVID-19 fact sheet. It's the university's information about what is happening and what changes are. So when things change, you'll see it in that fact sheet. So do take a look out for it. Okay, if you happen to be in Melbourne right now, it's very important that you stay safe. And the Victorian government has issued instructions to the community about how to stay safe. I can make a few recommendations. Make sure you watch the news. ABC News is a good source of information. You can also look at the website here on this page for more information about the rules that change, because of course the situation changes depending on the circumstances. So the rules might change too. So do keep an eye on that. Monash Connect. So I've mentioned Monash Connect before. If you're having any questions that we can't answer, any questions for your faculty, please remember to contact Monash Connect. They're open from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. You can also call them from overseas or send an Ask Monash. Okay, question time. So now we'd like to take the opportunity to answer some of the questions you've sent through. And thank you to everyone. We're so excited to have so many of you joining us. And we hope you found the first section really helpful. I'm excited to be joined by some of the most amazing students I've ever met. So I just feel privileged to have them here and hope we can answer your questions. So one of the questions I want to answer is this one. How are online classes, like what is good about online classes, and are they similar to the on-campus curriculum? What are things to keep in mind? And I guess, how can we take a positive approach to the online classes? So Naz, I might invite you to start, and then we might move to Michael.
Yeah, thank you, Hannah. For the online class, I know it's really a big change for a lot of students because we never did online classes before, even for me. But I can feel like just to finish my this semester's online classes. I I absolutely feel the teaching content is it's not that much different from the physical classes. It's just like but only the thing I feel uncomfortable is like, okay, the ask a question is not efficient to our tutor, but the tutor and lecturers will send email a lot to you just to remind you of your assignments or remind you of your the task that you have to finish. And you can also put your question in the discussion form with your peers. You can discuss with your peers, which is really, really efficient for students who are studying at home. And but you need to find the motivation to study alone. However, you can try to find some peers in our the Facebook or social media page or in the orientation as well. And you can post something like, oh, I'm doing the Master of Banking and Finance, who is doing the same major as you. And you can find peers who is doing same major as you, and you can discuss at the table. So in general, we have to do the online class because of the government restriction. But I think the Monash University did a lot consider a lot for students. Like they know how hard for us to study at home, and they referred a lot of study service and program to help us study better. That is really awesome for students.
Well said,
And,
Michael.
Yeah,
Oh, no, keep going, please add more. Oh, Robbie, okay.
Yeah, sorry.
No, I don't have anything to add.
Oh,
I just want to say
okay.
Yeah.
Naz.
Alrighty. So with that question, I probably am more of a home person, so I enjoy being at home. So there isn't much of a transition, to be honest. Your all lectures will be recorded and will be there for you to review as and when you need. There will be workshops and tutorials that require compulsory attendance. So that's one aspect of it. But you kind of need to stay motivated, as mentioned before, that if you've got to do something, then you've got to do it. And that motivation is something that you need to make for yourself, and then organize a timetable, have a good study plan of what you need to do through that day. So that will help you with your online studies as well. If you need study buddies, of course, we have like future, when we take more sessions on that, we will give you some insights into what kind of programs are available for you. But of course, we have of course, there are YouTube sessions that you can have study with me. But other than that, I think you need to build your own motivation. Hannah, there's one more question over here that I found, which says, what different communities, forums, events can I get involved with? And how do I get an engagement? So just as we mentioned before, if you have a look at the Monash Essentials Guide, over there, you can have a look at that and you will see different communities. So you have New to Monash, you have the Amigo app, then you have a few other sessions that you can have a look through. And of course, we will be sending a few more orientation plans that will go around during the O week. So make sure you join those sessions, attend as many orientation plans as you can. And of course, we will, into the session, also give you an idea about how to join ISO, which is an awesome organization. So we have really enjoyed being a part of it.
Yeah, so I think what we're actually going to do is we're going to have a section, thank you so much, Now, talking about all the programs and services available at the university. So giving you a bit of an overview. When Naz talks about joining us, what she means is our volunteer ambassador program. So not becoming a staff member, but who knows, maybe one day. just so there's no confusion. So yeah, we do run an amazing ambassador program, which might be something that you consider in your second semester once you're more settled. But what I can say is, it is true that to study online requires motivation. Of course, you're at home. For some people though, who are homebodies like me and Naz, it really suits us. For other people, what I would say is use the orientation planner. Book in as many things as you can that suit you. you'll actually realize you're part of a really caring community that has so many resources dedicated to you. If you want to know about study information, resources, study groups, study buddies, study support, then don't miss Conquer Your Classes. We're going to actually tell you about all the study-related ecosystem at Monash and do a few key demonstrations for you, like Naz mentioned, about how to navigate the systems, because that's what get people stuck. One, maybe feeling isolated, and two, getting stuck on the systems. If we can solve those two things for you, show you both answers, then you'll feel so much more confident. And please don't worry, just because we're online, that doesn't mean we're not part of a community. There is so much going on at Monash that you can join in with, and we're going to share more about that very, very soon. What I might do is I might hold our questions for there and move on to the next section, but I want to thank you for answering so many. When we come to the next stage, we're going to answer some more of your questions. So thank you so much, everybody. Okay, I'm going to hand over to Naz now to tell us about two really amazing support systems available. Go for it.
All right, thank you, Hannah. So with English Connect, it is a program that Monash has put together for all international and even local students. So if you had a look before on my Moodle webpage, you might have seen that there was English Connect module that's available for all students. So you can enroll into that English Connect module, and that way you can have a look through all the different units that are available for all students. And you have study sessions, now assignment help sessions rather, and then they'll also help you with your English skills, adapting to Australian style of English, and various other courses. So that's something that's really useful as a Moodle module. Peer mentoring. Now this really is a big topic. That's because it varies depending on each faculty. All peer mentoring sessions will have something that's called PASS if you're in your bachelor's. So please have a look for that. And PASS sessions in the past were held in person, but now that everything has gone online, they will be through Zoom. And in this scenario, we will see that a senior student who has scored well in that unit, they will lead that class and they will help you through your session. So that's that. They will give you an insight, tips and tricks about how to ace your unit in that specific field and how you can score better. Thank you.
Great. So handing over to Michael.
Yeah, thank you, Hannah. Thank you, Lars. Hi, everyone. I'm Mangtrack. I have to mention this program because I'm working here. So lucky. And I'm the student success advisor in this program. So some students might be curious about what's the Mangtrack and how does it work. The Mangtrack actually is the transition program designed to help you settle into university life and to make the most of your time at Monash. So our friendly team member are all senior students, like who's doing the master or bachelor and PhD students as well. So don't be nervous if you talk to them, and you can share everything you want to share with your peers. And it's a private conversation, so don't worry too much. And our staff will offer some advice and support based on your condition. During the first few weeks of the yearly, our advisor will call you for a chat and say how you're going and ask whether if you need any help. And we will refer some workshops or some programs to you as well. If you want to be a volunteer, we will refer some volunteer activities to you. If you want to find a job, we will refer some job seeking and career connect to you as well. And at the end of your first semester, you will receive our course bill to double check your.
So just to mention, sorry, Michael, just to mention, so the people, some will receive a call, but not necessarily everybody. But don't worry if you don't receive a call, because you can book in an online appointment with a Montrack staff member. So that's really fantastic.
Yeah, we will call most of students, but some students maybe missed our phone or you don't have Australian number, but it's okay. We will contact you through email, or if you want to make appointment with us, you can go to our website, the Montrack website, and you can make appointment with us as well.
Perfect.
Yes. Yeah,
And
I'm going to,
yeah.
sorry.
No, go for it.
Yeah, I'm going to pass on to the Robbie. Maybe you have something to say about after Montag.
I haven't used it yet because as part of my PhD program, I follow like a kind of different pathway. But what I can tell you about is something that I definitely used a lot as a researcher, which is the library services. So the library offers a lot of services for you. In particular, they offer like learning skills advisors. So what you can do is that you can book one-to-one sessions with them to discuss how you can conduct your research, how you can find the books that you're looking for. You can also just always contact the library to for them to find to procure for you like the book or the kind of resource you're looking for. And it's also great because they offer group and also one-to-one sessions in which they can teach you how to use research software. For example, I took a course about NVivo, which is a software, which is a program to do qualitative research, and they've been like extremely nice. And there are librarians who have specific knowledge about specific fields. So what you can do is that you can contact them and then they can give you tips and recommendations on where to find what you're looking for. They are extremely, extremely kind and friendly.
That's so helpful. So I wanted to say both the slide that we covered on the library skills advisors. Thank you so much, Robbie, for that great explanation. And the mention of Montrack just shows you that even though within this session we only have an hour and we can't get to all that individual advice and we can't sit down with you and necessarily go through your individual concerns, there are the services there that can do that for you. So let's say, for example, you're starting your first assignment or your first essay, your first piece of research, and you don't know where to start. Isn't it great to know that you can book in a Zoom appointment with a specialist who can actually say, hey, these are the steps to break down your work. These are the places where you can find your research, your books that you need, and then head you off in the right direction. And even better, there's no limit. You can keep going back to them 10 times, 20 times, 100 times. They'll never turn you away. And I want to flip back to Montrack too. So Montrack is really fantastic, especially for first years. I would even encourage you to take the first step and reach out to them. If you have a list of questions right now and we don't get the time to answer them, and they're general questions about study or about services or about programs, anything that you want to ask, I can't recommend people like Michael more, who's part of Montrack, because they are so friendly and so knowledgeable. They understand everything from the student perspective, which makes such a big difference, right? Especially when we're stuck on an individual concern. So I would really recommend engage with both of these things because they'll answer so many of your questions and you'll feel a lot more confident. Okay, I'm going to move along now. And we mentioned connecting online. There are so many ways to connect online and for you to really feel like you're part of the community. I saw the poll that was done before and it's so cool to see that everyone was so excited to join. But I know sometimes we could feel nervous too. Like, how do I make friends? How do I manage classes? What is everything going to be like? So I've actually seen some of your questions come through and we'll answer them, but I want to tell you about some of the ways you can connect into the community. The first one is Amigo. Amigo is really amazing. It's web-based and a web-based app where you can connect to students from all across the world that are all first years at Monash. So that's something I would really recommend you try. There's also Monash Social, which is a summary of all the best social events and activities on campus. So hugely helpful to know what's going on. So on campus, online, I should say, on our online campus. And non-residential colleges online, which Naz will talk about in a minute. And all these amazing, amazing student associations. There's so many to name. I won't name them all, but they run great events like study events, catch-up events, fun social events, trivia nights, and they're for every kind of person. So whether you're an extrovert, an introvert, whether you're an undergrad, postgrad, whatever you are and wherever you're from, there's a community within Monash, a little mini community that you can even be a part of. So I might invite the panelists, maybe starting with Naz to tell us a little bit about NRC.
So thank you, Hannah. NRC are non-residential colleges. So it's for people who don't really stay on campus. But yeah, I know a few students who stay on campus and are still a part of it. So with regards to NRC, there are different colleges, as in there are different groups, and each group have their own activities. So they are based on campuses, so it might not be that relevant, but then I know that Clayton has its own group of clusters, Caulfield has its own clusters, and even Peninsula has its own clusters. So these are all different campuses that are located. And what they do is, now that everything has gone online, they hold catch up at lunch session. They have snack session. They have study sessions. They have like one-on-one chat with a senior student. So that kind of helps you incorporate into your study life and also have an idea about what to expect at Monash. So they hold quite useful sessions and you can join them online. So there's a link, or if you type non-residential colleges Monash, you will be able to join them.
Yeah, if you scan the QR code, we've actually got all the links listed. So you will find non-residential colleges within that link. So very easy to find.
Yeah.
Thanks so much, Naz.
Thank you.
I'll invite anyone else if they know anything about these other services to jump in.
I'd like to add something about the non-residential colleges,
Of
because
course.
I'm volunteering in this program as well. I'm the college advisor. It's for those who want to connect with other students while everyone away from the campus, but don't know where to start. And we have some like online activities you can be part of online, like we can play Jackbox games together, watch movies together, and discuss and engage in online activities. So you can still be a part of Monash community. And if you scan this code, you will see the Monash social website as well. There are a lot of like online events you can be part of, and you can register for any session you are interested in as well. So it's really can make your uni life become more colorful during the lockdown time, especially during the current, in terms of the current situation. Robbie, do you want to add something new?
Yeah, so
Yes.
I was
Go,
going to say invite Robbie for the next slide. Robbie, are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Beautiful. Let's talk about the overview of support services.
Okay, so like Monash offers like a wide range of support services, and these particularly are for you when you're finding like some struggles, which might be related to, for example, your mental or physical health. Monash offers health centers and also counseling service. It also covers diversity and inclusion. And this is about like having disabilities or being a person of different sex, gender, or sexuality. And there is also international student support. So whenever you are part of a minority or a group that is struggling a bit more, then you will find specific resources here. It's a container that like will definitely feature what you're looking for.
Thank you so much. Okay, you're going to talk about healthy mind, healthy body. This is so important, especially I noticed there was a question, Robbie, and I think it might be a good actually opportunity to ask you about this.
Mm-hmm.
Someone wrote, and maybe I'll invite anyone that wants to answer to jump in, but will class start from the very first day? I am nervous I might need some time to adjust to this new curriculum and also the online classes. So maybe I'll start with Robbie first and then invite everyone else. What would you say to someone that is feeling nervous? And do classes start from the first day? What can you tell us about the very first class?
So about the very first class is, first of all, you need to understand that an important thing about Australian culture is that it's very relaxed, so it will start surely in a soft way. The very first class is something that is usually very, very welcoming and very, very gentle on you. So don't be scared, because it's going to be like slow paced, and you will get a lot of time and space for you to ask questions and to also express your uncertainties or your discomfort. So don't be worried at all, because it's going to be like much nicer than you imagine. Really, once you get
That's so
used to the Australian
reassuring.
culture, yeah, once you get used to the Australian culture, you will notice like there is great attention on psychological and social comfort for you. So don't worry at all. If you are still a bit uncomfortable about this, you can also have a look at like previous classes or something like that, so that you have a little bit of an understanding what they look like. But don't worry at all. Like my recommendation is they will take it easy, so take it easy as well.
And take it easy is a kind of slang, which means it will be very relaxed. I think you've become very Aussie now, Robbie. I realized when I heard you, take it easy is kind of a local slang. It means take it easy means start slowly, start gently, be very friendly to you. They're very open to all the questions you have. So don't think that when you come in on the first day, the professor will ask you 20 questions and put you on the spot
Absolutely
and demand
not.
you have all the answers. It's definitely not that style of learning. Does
No.
anyone else want to jump in on this point?
Yeah, I can do that. I'm quite related to this question because at the very beginning of my classes, I feel so nervous as well as international students. Like we have a totally different teaching system in China. And what I did before, I have 3 tips for new students. The firstly, we can like before you go to the first class, you'd better have an overview of your whole unit. Like how can you pass this unit and what's the requirements you need to base. And the second thing is that you can find a partner, like the study partner, and who can be your example, and you can study together as well. Like teamwork is really important in studying overseas. And lastly, try to make use of the consultation time with your tutor. It's one-to-one, like face-to-face consultation time, but now it should be online. But also try to use that time, and you can ask any questions you feel confused about your study. Yeah.
That's such great advice from both of you. Thank you so much. What I might do now that we've kind of spoken about that, I think that, it's good to acknowledge that it's normal to be nervous when you're starting anything new. But like I think Robbie and Michael have explained so clearly, it's very gentle and we take it easy. And it's going to be very friendly for you, and there's so much support. So take up those tips that Michael mentioned and take into account all the great resources we mentioned to you, like the Mon Track and the library skills advisors, and speak to your lecturers, your tutors. They're so friendly. All they want to do is help you. So connect to them. Robbie, that brings me to some of the other things we have available at the university to help people that are feeling nervous, kind of build up their sense of strength, as well as some other really valuable services. Are you able to take us through it?
Yes, absolutely. So definitely in relation to the question that was just asked, I would definitely mention Monash Counseling. So Monash offers a lot of like psychological resources to get you through all the issues you're having. The Monash Health Centers offer counselors and also psychologists. So depending on what you're struggling with, then you can either meet one or the other. And I can understand that depending on the culture you're coming from, there might be a stigma related to seeing a counselor or a psychologist. But you also have to remember that like it's like a friend. Like you need a person to speak with. They are expert. They have seen a lot of students, so they can also tell you what is normal in this situation. So it will help you feel definitely more comfortable. Counselors are expressively very good in helping you with tips, with practical things, who to talk to, where to find the resources you're looking for. The psychologists are more to help you when you're struggling with something mental. It could be something about homesickness. It could be anxiety. It could be depression. It could be substance abuse, like something that you're struggling with and that it's impeding you to to get the results that you really want. So,
and I think the key thing is, any behavior any pattern of behavior that you're not comfortable with, you can talk about. But what I would even say, Robbie, and I'm sure you would agree with this, is before that there's so much support for you before. So when you're first starting university, you're feeling nervous, there's so much community for you to connect into that, counseling will only come out in, certain circumstances, but just feel reassured that there is a community there for you to really nourish you and give you energy and give you motivation. So you won't be alone in this at all. And I also wanted to mention, because you brought this up and I thought it was so fun, the Monash Sport online classes.
yes, absolutely. So we talked a little bit about your mind. Let's also talk a little bit about your body, because the two are definitely connected. So Monash Sport is there to support you in keeping fit, physically fit. Like, as you might have noticed, like, we all gained a bit of weight because of the pandemic. So what Monash Sport is trying to do is to keep you a little bit fit. So what they do is that they offer like online classes. You can do, for example, yoga, you can do Zumba. They organize a lot of different classes, and they're very fun. I attended a few of them. Some of them are shared on Facebook. So you can simply just watch them live on Facebook and join them. It's definitely a good resource, because otherwise you feel lonely in doing like sports. Well, actually, there is a big community of students who, like you, are struggling with keeping a bit active.
Yeah, it's harder to stay active, but yeah, we can enjoy. I tried one of the online classes and it was really funny. It was so fun, Robbie. It looks like we're almost towards the end of the hour. So what I might do is we might pick up the pace just a little bit, just so we can have that chance to answer more questions. So I do want to mention disability support services. So if you have an access issue, whether that be a mental health issue, a physical issue, whether temporary or ongoing, please know that there's a service available to support you. They'll make adjustments to your work, adjustments to your study, to really make sure that you're on a level field with other students and you have an equal opportunity to them. So please keep that in mind. And I want to thank Robbie for leading this section. It's brilliant and it's very important too. So let's move along. Career Connect, this is a big one. So I know a lot of you will have questions about, planning for your career. What are the opportunities for international students to work? I can't recommend Career Connect enough. They have a lot of classes and workshops available and specialist information for international students. So please consider Career Connect. Okay. Now, we've already spoken a little bit about adapting to the Australian style of study. I'm going to answer a few quick questions live. So someone asked, how do we access the counselling? So the QR code that we showed the has linked to counselling on it. So what we can do is we'll send you a copy of the slide so you can have a look at that. But the last slide will also show you the same QR code. So if you need to speak to a counsellor, if you're having concerns at that level, you can always speak to one. There is another question, which is, when will this session be available? I'm assuming you want to watch it again, which if that's the case, that would be amazing for all of us. So we're going to actually make that available in the next few days. We might do some slight edits, but then we'll post that for you and email everyone who's attended. Okay, someone actually wrote a question and I really wanted to put it, and I might start with Naz. The question was about, will there be someone to take me through all the, they said, get started is very complicated. There's a lot of steps there, a lot of information there. Where can I get help on a one-to-one level, on a personal level? My first thought is that Montrack would be a great place to start, but I was interested to hear from Naz on her thoughts on this.
Thank you for that. Yes, Montrack is great. You can book appointments and you can have a look through that and they will guide you through it. We have had sessions longer than 30 minutes and we've guided students through it, so they are pretty helpful. Other than that, of course, if you join as a first year student, you will be assigned a mentor in most scenarios, if you're joining as a bachelor student, you will get a mentor. So you can also have that one-on-one assistance from that mentor. If it's just getting started, then we have more sessions in the future where we'll guide you through your, as we mentioned, Moodle navigation, and a few other resources. Did I answer that question, or did I leave out something?
No, that's a great answer. I think it's worth mentioning the faculty mentors, Montrack, for those, when you have a question about enrolling and things, or a question about that study related, and you need that someone to actually sit down with you and talk you through those steps. That's exactly what the purpose of those surveys are. I mean, services. If, like I said, if you want an overview, join our Conquer Your Classes session. But if you want someone to actually sit with you virtually and go through your screen and answer your individual questions, then definitely recommend those things. We've got, someone wrote, how can I get a mentor? So my understanding is that you're assigned a mentor through your faculty. Is that your understanding too, everyone?
Yes, usually the faculty will provide you with a mentor. So they match you up with a mentor who has similar experiences, hobbies, interests, so that you have the same pace. In most scenarios, that's the situation. In case you don't have a mentor, you can probably let someone know about it. So you will, of course, have access to something that's called the PASS sessions, that are the peer-assisted student study sessions. And the person who leads the PASS session are quite a good resource to get back to, and they have similar experiences, and they will be able to help you.
Okay, thank you so much. So since we're towards the end of the hour, I might move along to this slide, which Anaz flagged at the very beginning. So International Student Engagement is the name of our team. We happen to run a really amazing ambassador program, and a lot of the ambassadors have gone on to do fabulous roles, both within the university and externally. But more than that, I think it's fair to say it's a real community. I'm going to invite Michael and Naz to talk a little bit about the ambassador program very briefly, and just tell you, what it's like to be part of it. So maybe in I don't know, 60 seconds or less, or 30 seconds if you can do it, just a brief overview of why you like being part of the ambassador program.
Yeah, I'm so lucky to be in this program because it's the best decision I've ever made in Australia during these 2 years. And in this program, I improved a lot of my personal skills, like the leadership and teamwork, how to communicate with other people properly. And you can make a lot of international friends as well, who is pursuing the same goal as you. And there's no judgment, and in this program, everyone respects for each other, and everyone helps each other as well. And I got a lot of opportunities to improve my own skills, and we have a lot of work like programs and the webinar as well. So you can register for attend, and it's really a good opportunity for in studying overseas. If you study overseas, it's not just a study. You need to make your life more colorful. So if you join the International Student Ambassador Program, you will get a lot of opportunities to improve yourself, to make new friends, and you will talk more with our Hannah as well. Yeah, which is a really, really friendly girl. Naz, do you want to say something about the program?
Sure. I'd say that this is one of the greatest and really good programs because you learn a lot. I think it's important to be able to adapt yourself to a new environment, and the whole transition process becomes even more easier when you have inspiring personalities around you. I have learned so much from my senior leaders. So there are senior leaders in this program. I might leak out a bit of a few information. But yeah, there are senior leaders, and I've learned so much from them. I've learned so much from Hannah. And the opportunities that come across, they help you develop as a person. You realize the shortcomings you have and where you can improve and where you can enhance your abilities and where you need to kind of have that constructive development. So I have learned a lot, and it's more of an adventure. You see so many different things happening. There's so much going around. There's so much experimentation. Hannah is a wonderful person. She's really open to all opinions we give her. And yes, I've learned a lot. Yeah, thank you.
Thanks so much, Michael and Naz. And what I would say is, even if you don't join this program, please join something. I 101% agree with Michael, if not 200%, that it's all about getting involved. So please use that orientation planner. Sign up for everything that interests you, absolutely everything. You know, people are like you. They want to make friends and they want to meet other people, so that you have friends just waiting to meet you around the corner or in the session. So put yourself out there, and you won't believe, I know that whenever anyone posts something, we have a Facebook page you should join called New to Monash 2020 Facebook page. If you join that page, what you'll see is people are so friendly there. They'll introduce themselves, they'll invite you to get to know them, they'll say they want to get to know you, and you'll make friends in no time. So yeah, everyone's just wanting to connect and have fun. I do want to mention something very briefly, which is bring your own device to study. So this is a great QR code link to tell you about the study requirements in terms of software and other things. And it's a very complicated topic to me. I'm not a tech geek by any means, but what I would say is do scan the QR code and check out what are the technical requirements for study. And if you need help, remember, you can always call Monash Connect for help if you're unsure. Okay, I want to highlight this insider guide. So when you do come to Australia, there are honestly so many exciting things that you'll be able to do that are equally exciting as the things that you're going to be doing online during this temporary phase. So I would really recommend you take a look at the insider guide. It's really fun and playful. It will tell you about the cafe scene in Melbourne, the best restaurants, study advice, study tips, so many other topics that are relevant to students. So do check out when you come. Destination Monash. This is such a detailed and very thorough guide about studying at Monash. I would warn you, it's very, very, very detailed. If you're a detail-oriented person, you'll really enjoy going through this because it covers everything. So pretty much that brings us to the end of our presentation. So everyone, thank you for joining. I'm going to end recording here.